This is how to meditate without your head exploding. I know how it can be. When you're meditating, you're sort of like, finally I got myself to meditate. But then it's like, a million thoughts racing through your head. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? How can you come from stress, everything, blah, 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 to completely peace? How can you come from that to that state? Well, how? I have tried myself to meditate for years. Like when I was 14, I got into meditation, and it took me maybe 3 years before I really got to understand and know how to meditate correctly. There's no correct way to do it. It's actually just these things I'm going to share with you is permission slips. It's things you do to permit yourself to be in peace, be in love, and to be in this nothingness. Because truly, authentically, we are love, we are peace, we are pure consciousness. So we don't need anything to be that, because we already are that. We just need to allow ourselves to already feel that, to already be that. The reason why we're holding on to the thoughts, holding on to stress, is because we think that that serves us in some way. We think that we have to be stressful, we have to think so much, or else we're gonna die in a way, because it's a survival mechanism from childhood. So we're projecting the survival mechanism into the present moment, to thinking it's a life or death situation. We're not thinking like, I'm gonna die now, but it's like your body is like holding so tight, like, oh my god, please don't. Because when you were a child, you were dependent on your parents. So you were in this survival mechanism if you didn't get what you needed. So that's what we need to look at first. And we don't need to like heal it completely to be in this peace. Because like I say, you are already whole. You already have all that you need. So you don't need to be fixed. You just need to learn how to observe your thoughts, how to observe your feelings and not let them get in your way, not to react to them, not to let them take control over you, and to identify, most importantly, because we're so taught to identify with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our actions, and to just keep looking out for evidence that we are good enough, like to keep taking action to feel more good enough, to feel worthy. But the fact is that we already are worthy, so we cannot chase something we already are. That's gonna keep repeating over and over and over again that we chasing this, but we cannot get this because we already have it, but we just don't realize it. We just don't realize it. And when we don't realize it, that's the suffer. That's the suffer in it. And when we're meditating, we are observing. We are learning to observe. That is like the break from reacting to things, the break from feeling that we have to prove ourselves. And also it's about unconditional love, because it's not about that we need to force ourselves to be in this state of being, because if we try to force ourselves to be in peace, then it would just give the opposite effect. Because we're suppressing some part of ourselves. We're saying that is not okay, that is wrong, that we need to hide away, that feeling. But meditation is really about observing everything. It's about loving everything. You don't need to like completely be in love with every part of you to meditate. But you can observe it first of all. To just be conscious about it, to not react to it anymore, to just see it as a feeling, because truly it's just a feeling, truly it's just an emotion. And you can, first of all, when you meditate, you need to breathe. Because if we just sit here and just like, now I'm just waiting for peace, I'm just waiting for peace, then we just like not grounding. And when we're not grounding and we're in our head to start with, then it's very hard to suddenly just feel peace. Peace is connected with the breathing. So first of all, I want you to take some deep breaths. And when you take the breath, you can take 4 in, hold for 2, and breathe out 6 seconds. And just do that a couple of times. And when you breathe, try to get it down to your stomach. And do that for like 2 minutes. When you have done that, then, or 5 minutes, it's depending on how much you feel up in your head. When you're doing that, just allow yourself to feel whatever that needs to be felt. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. It's okay to feel a little bit restless, just like, then just have space for that. It's not that you need to be like, but it's just to observe it, to just see it as a feeling, to imagine that feeling coming outside of your body, just looking at it. And you might still feel it, but just to look at it, to be curious, like, whoa, what is this? And just observing it, just seeing it outside of your body. And sometimes it needs to be felt inside of the body. So feel that, and then it might move, because sometimes if it's heartache, if it's heartbreak, it might be like here or here, and then just have the focus on the place, and then it might move to here or here, and then at some point it will actually move out of the body. And that can take practice, that could take time to let that go. It's depending on how much you're holding on to it, how much you're believing in it, how long time you've been going with that emotion. So when you're meditating, first of all, breathe and then observe. That's the second step. First step is breathing. You cannot do this without the other. So breathing, and it's not that you don't have to focus on your breathing when you're done with that, because it's just something you're very conscious about, and you can still be conscious about it after you've done the really conscious breathing. But then I want you to focus on observing all that you feel in this present moment and observing your thoughts. And a great way I do to observe is, like I said, with the feelings, but if it's more like thoughts are just passing by, just like a million times an hour, then I imagine I'm sitting on the ground out in nature, and then there are clouds passing by very, very fast, and the clouds are your thoughts. So it's just like, and when we just see the thoughts pass by, like you say, oh, I need to do that, then just see them pass by, like just watch them, just like cars are passing by, just that kind of feeling, just like it's just passing by, and then there's another, then there's another, there's another. But you can just see them passing by more and more and more and more and more, but you're not giving them attention. You're not reacting to them. They can still be there. You're not like, oh, get away, like, no, it's just like in a flow, like passing by. So that is a way I do to permit myself, to allow myself to observe, to be in an observation state. And when you're starting meditation, I want you to stick with one technique. So it could be focus on your breathing all the time, all the way through, or it could be, just like I said, focus on your breathing, then observing either your feelings or your thoughts. But just choose one simple way, because meditation needs to be simple. That's the like concept of it, that it's simple, and it's something, just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. But it is simple. And when you start to practice and master this, it's gonna be so much worth it. It's gonna change, it's gonna transform inside out. Because you're starting to see that you are more than just your thoughts, more than just your body, more than just your feelings. And just because you're starting to realize it doesn't mean you weren't it before. Like, you have always been more than your body and your thoughts, but it's just you've been too trapped in your thoughts and your feelings that you couldn't see it, what already was there. What love already was there inside of you, what peace was already there inside of you. When you have started mastering this, then you need to be consistent. Because meditation is not like, okay, now I'm mastered, now I'm done. Now I'm finished. Yes. No, actually, you need to be consistent. It's something you need to do every single day, and it's okay if you miss one day or two, but I mean, be loving towards yourself. That's not what I'm saying, like you need to be hard on yourself, you need to be consistent, come on. No, but it's like being consistent to ground yourself, to come back to yourself. And it doesn't have to be every single day, 1 hour or a half hour. It could be just one day it's half hour, the other day it's 20 minutes, the next day it's an hour, the next day it's 10 minutes, just that you are consistent. And this really helps me to get through everything in life and to realize I'm more, to realize I have the power, to realize that I've manifested everything, to realize what is actually holding me back, because then I also get insights when I'm meditating, I get visions and everything, and you can that too. We all have like different abilities that are like more natural to us, but we all have the ability to everything. It's just how much we're aware of it, how much we've developed it, how much we are getting in tune with it, what we already have. So everything about spirituality and meditation is actually becoming aware of something that already was there. It's not about like magically something appear, or magically you get this ability, or magically you manifest something. Like, everything is already here. You cannot get something that wasn't already here. Nothing can be created or destroyed. So this was the video, and if you want more videos like this, then remember to like and peace and subscribe with the bell for more. And remember, I actually also do one-to-one coaching to manifest your desire, to heal, to meditate, whatever it is you need help with and guidance with. I do one-to-one, and I would love to coach you, to help you, and you can write to me down in the description. There is a mail you can write to, and I'll get back to you. And I just sent you a lot of unconditional love wherever you are in your journey right now, and I'll see you next time.